Hello there, and welcome to a new series and a new DLC. Unfortunately, Switzerland will be put on hold, and that reason is very simple. We'll be doing the Better Than Napoleon, and it's basically because I can play France. I love France, at least playing as them. And basically, it's kind of a thing that I've been doing quite often when there's been a new expansion. I've basically been playing as France, learning the ropes, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing this time. And I'm a little bit unsure how the fort works, but as far as I know, if you have one, the enemy actually has to, well, seize the fort before they can move England. So basically, that makes things a little bit more interesting. I'm a little bit unsure how things actually work, as I said, so the first couple episodes here will probably be just me learning the ropes, figuring out what to do. But before that, I should tell you what Better Than Napoleon is. Better Than Napoleon is basically an achievement where you conquer certain places. I know Vienna is one of them, I know Moscow is another. And basically you just want to one-up Napoleon and take more land and do better. We're also going to probably try and do the Big Blue Blob achievement. The Big Blue Blob achievement is pretty straightforward. Have 100 European cores by the 1500s, and that should be very simple. What we're probably going to do here from the get-go, because as I said, the map has changed quite drastically. We have Burgundy here, now having Brabant, Flanders and Holland as personal unions, rather than being part of their country. We also have France having lost all of their vassals. They no longer can cause them Provence here. And all in all, things are looking very interesting. They also become some new provinces here. As you can see, Savoy has Cuneo here, has been split into Montferrat. So we also have a new government form. Montferrat is what's called a free city. Well, I'll go check this. But basically, free cities are basically powerful one province minus. We also have development, which actually says just how much, well, this thing actually decides just how much you have to pay to core a province. For instance, Radeko here, Prague has 21 development right now, and a lot of them has, well, fairly little. But as you can see here, they all cost 58 administrative, diplomatic, or military power. You can improve manpower, base manpower. As you can see, you can improve production, producing more goods, shipbuilding times. And you can go base tax, which basically means that you will get more money from it. All in all, it's a very interesting system. As you can see, monthly tax income, depending of course on the province, it actually tells you everything of what you'll be given. So that's pretty sweet. But as you can see, there's also modifiers depending on how the province is. For instance, you have mountains, which gives plus 50%, and depending on how developed the province already is, it will add to the cost of, well, of doing things. And of course, actually missionary strength, as you can see too, takes a hit the more developed the province is. So things are going to be very interesting there. But since it seems like a lot of the costs, when I was looking at the forums, the cost from basically everything, it seems like a lot of people are more or less saying that, how should I put this? They're basically saying that the game to some degree is broken in terms of that everything is just so incredibly expensive. And I might have to actually agree with them, because I did a test game, just messing around a little bit, and some provinces, again, cost a lot. But if you have, for instance, the Hungarian provinces do get the, I can't remember which provinces, but those that get the nationalism, this one, increased coring cost, if you add that and a ton of development, of course, you're going to get some very expensive core constructions. We also have 2 new provinces here in Genoa. So yeah, the map has changed a bit, and again make world conquest a lot more difficult, seeing as also costs for coring and diplomatic annexations have gone up. But we do have some new interesting achievements that we're doing, and for this first test game basically, I'll be doing the Big Blue Blob, and hopefully Better Than Napoleon. So with that, we'll get started. I'll probably try and go through the mechanics as best I understand them as we keep going. But for now, we'll ally ourselves with Austria. Because what I'm thinking here is that we want to go ahead and murder Aragon, Castile and Portugal, because we can, and because most likely the world won't care too much if we do that. We'll also try to, of course, see if we can get some more allies with that. Bohemia would probably be a good ally here, and to be perfectly honest, if I can get one more, for instance, even Poland or Hungary, that would probably actually be helpful. So we're going to go for that, and our first target here is most likely going to be England, because again we have cores there, and while I wage a war against England, I can go ahead and fabricate claims of Provence. I can start on Aragon and things like that. I could ally myself with Aragon too, go after Navarra, But yeah, we will have to see what we want to do. I can even ally myself with Castile right now. So in that regard, I basically just ally myself with a little bit of a block here. That will make it easier for myself. But we will go ahead here and declare war on England. I can actually call Provence in here as a co-belligerent, and I'm actually going to do that because they are someone I want to crush. So we're going to take call Corks because we're basically close to that, and we're going to call Provence as a co-belligerent. Austria wants to join, so that's all fine and dandy with me. And I'll start sieging Anjou and Maine, I think. Lorraine and Provence have honored their agreements. Basically here, as you can see, I can't actually go directly here because there's a fortress here. And that circle basically means that I can't enter the province directly, I think. I'm a little bit unsure again how the system works, but it's an interesting one for sure. But as you can see, this province does actually have a fortress, so it's incredibly easy to conquer. As you can see, it's already come under our control. And again, that is one of the benefits of the new systems. You kind of need to build forts, because if not, you're going to get thrashed pretty quickly, which of course is not helpful at all. Why did I just lose Maine? Was it because I moved away from the fortress? Probably. Huh, that is interesting. I lost the battle. France occupied Maine. Huh. Yeah, again, I'm going to probably be a little bit rusty in the beginning, just to figure out what's going on. But again, we also have Austrians here, so I should not be... Wow! I'm getting miles handed to me here. Austrians are doing most of the work. But yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time here before I actually figure out what's going on in terms of conquering and learning. But I still don't understand the system with forts. It seems like I have to go a very long way, or I pressed the wrong button or something there. Either is fine. But I'll allow the war to rage. If something interesting happens, I'll show you. If not, I think I'll just play it very, very careful. We will not be taking this thing. I don't want anything that gives me unrest, so we'll leave that be. France occupied Metz. What happens if I leave this one now and go to Barrois again? Because again, Maine, we did occupy that one, but it fell very quickly. Again, it's a little bit weird at the moment. I'll just wait and we'll see what happens with sieges. I might come to a revelation of some kind. We are lucky enough to get 6,000 peasants in Vermandois, so that's always fun, I guess. Let's see here. Again, Maine is just getting re-sieged here instantly, so I have no idea why. I think I might need a force there because of the fact that it doesn't have a fortress. It doesn't actually have a garrison that I can keep, and thus it just falls back onto under their control, which is an interesting mechanic, don't get me wrong, but that means that I need to keep a force there at basically all times. And it also seems like, due to the fortress here, that I need to have a bigger stack to actually take it, which is also an interesting fact. Very interesting, I might add. So we'll see how this works out. But again, if I actually need or basically just need troops here to keep control, that is an interesting mechanic. But I have no idea how that is going to work out in the long run. So we'll have to see here. Apparently, my horses can't actually siege this one. So you need bigger siege units. That's one thing they apparently have changed. And it's a little bit awkward, to be perfectly frank, but I think we can deal with that. And we'll also go ahead and siege Lithuania. Again, we have to go the long way around, which is weird. But I would presume it has something to do with the fortress here. I would dare say. For now, though, we'll just sit back and allow the sieges to finish, and then we'll see what we do. This is very interesting. They've apparently added a new, as you can see, a movement locked. This unit has moved more than halfway to its next province. This movement cannot be halted. Basically, this means that if you make a bad decision, you can't just instantly revert it, which is very good. I have to say I'm a big fan of that. I'm very, very happy with that, because that's going to make strategy more important, to be perfectly honest. It will do, and that's the funny thing here. We'll just have to get them diverted, I guess. I should probably put generals in charge of this, because I do have them. I just didn't think things through, which is my bad. But I just got too used to when playing the Roman game, just being too powerful, didn't really need generals at all. And that is my fault. But yeah, we are going to have some interesting things here, especially Burgundy has Nemesis as a vassal. We have basically very interesting. I have no idea what will happen now when the inheritance, should it fire, happens, but it's going to be very interesting to see. And I think I might want to conquer the northern sides here, because again, if the inheritance fires, I'm going to get this area automatically, I think. But we'll have to see. Anyways, this war should be won. Let's see if we can get something from Lorraine and what will cost us in terms of aggressive expansion. 16, 1 to 27 aggressive expansion with 116 countries. So it actually tells me who is going to be pissed at me, which is very good. That is actually very impressive. And war operations, if you please. Can I make you into my vassal? I could. Oh, now it's actually too expensive. I could make them into my vassal. I can actually take their capital too now, which is very good. 1 to 27 with 116 countries. How about this? 1 to 18. It's basically the same amount of countries, basically the entirety of Europe. That's why we're going to get in a little bit of trouble. But yeah, I'm going to fix my borders, so I think we're going to just go with this first, and then we can take eastern side later. I think that is better for, well, planning. So again, it's not the best idea doing here, but it should work, and I can actually see just how much the cost will be. So as you can see here, they're giving you a lot more information about what happens here. As you can see, we get a 16.5 aggressive expansion penalty, which ranges from 1 to 27, depending on how close or far away the country is. As you can see, 27 with Burgundy. We have 23 with England. We have 13 with Brunswick, and we even have 9 with Poland. So it actually reaches a lot further than before, meaning that my conquest of Castile and Aragon might actually be very, very painful in terms of coalitions. So let's see what happens there. Coin cost 172 for a 16 development province. That is insane. Development value 16, base cost 10. Is it a base cost of 10 for each development? That's insane. That is quite literally insane, yeah. Quite literally, the only way that I'm going to be able to do this achievement is by conquering everything. And just probably vassals. No, I need cores, so I'm probably going to spend all. I'm literally going to have to spend all of my admin points for until 1500s on making cores, which means that I should focus on admin tech. Quite literally. Because as you can see, I want 72 admin points for a 16 development province, 182 for a 17. Basically, I just have to find the less or the well, worst developed provinces and take them. That's the only way I'm going to do this. So we should just divert all our focus now onto Castile and that region. So what we're going to do first of all is just fabricate a claim on Navarra. I don't really want to though, because claims will bring aggressive expansion about. So I think we're going to Lithuania and Portugal. I think we're just going to fabricate claim Aragon first here. Just go for Pyreneo, I think. Yeah, it's the same risk of discovery. They've lessened it to 5 though, so it's not too bad now being spotted. Before, being spotted can actually trigger, well, large-scale coalitions if you weren't careful, which was hilarious and scary at the same time. Let's see here. Let us split armies into what I like to have amass in the beginning here. And we'll probably create 3 12,000 units to be perfectly frank. It should make it a lot easier to have control over my forces too. Chevaux chair, and we can call this next month, which is now. But yeah, this is it's an interesting mechanic, but it's not a good one, I dare say, because the costs are just too high. If it was 5, it would make sense, but still, it's just a little bit too high right now. I can get actually what I want here. Let's see, Armagnac, Picardy. Will you pay me war operations as well? Nope, not yet. I can wait. I can wait a bit. So yeah, let's just see if we can get up to the point where they will actually pay me war operations, which would be hilarious. But yeah, I'm going to create 2 armies for now because I think that's enough. Again, I do have Hungary, Austria and Bohemia on my side for the time being. And thinking about that, I should probably use my secondary guy here to improve relations with Austria. Because as long as I don't take Holy Roman Empire land in the beginning here, I think I'll be fine. To be perfectly honest, I think I'll be fine. I'm also very tempted to go over to England, but again, they do have some high developed provinces, which makes conquest hard. Potentially, I could just ally myself with Leinster, for instance, and probably peacefully vassalize them, I dare say. Should be possible. Distance is just a bit too much. So yeah, we'll have to see. But we'll consider this next time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like. Explain the things to me, and I'll try to probably for the next series, because I'm about to go basically home. So I'm trying to get enough videos to cover the entirety of summer until the end of July at the very least. And until then, it will basically just be everything that I've recorded in a very short period of time. So it'll be starting today at Monday, or it'll be 3 days from now, Monday, and then I'll have this series running until the end of July. And if I don't actually have anything up by then, it's basically just because I'm still at home and still working. So we'll have to see what happens in that form. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.